Good afternoon, everyone. It's Kirsten here from Kirsten Foss Coaching for our Thursday Spa Business Break. So a little bit of a divergence from my normal Thursday Facebook Lives. Normally I'm doing very specific spa business training. But today I wanted to just give a little bit of an update about what's going to be happening here at Kirsten Foss Coaching, as well as our sister company, Virtual Spa Business Management. That's our done-for-you side of the business for spa owners. Because things are just going to look a little different for me this summer, and I wanted to share what's looking a little different and why, and the choices I'm making, and the reason why I'm making those choices. Because sometimes things don't go according to plan, as we have experienced with COVID, and I think it's really important to share as a leader when things aren't going as smoothly as I had hoped to be, and how I'm handling them, because I feel it just, I need to be a good leader, and I need to walk my own talk. Okay, so the first thing that I wanted to talk about, one of the updates here, has to do with, basically, I've got three things that I'm doing with updating. So I've got an anti-racism pledge that we have worked on. I'm slowing down this summer a little bit in order to speed things up in the business. And I've got some family stuff going on that I need to be a support for. So lots has happened in June, this past June, personally and professionally, for all of us. And for me, what this has looked like is that on the personal side, my husband and I have had some COVID realizations. I'm sure some of you have had too. And some of them, for you might be totally professional COVID realizations. We've talked about that a lot here at Kirsten Foss Coaching. The week before, 2 weeks ago, I specifically talked about what's happening with spa owners and the big changes that they're making in their business because of COVID. It's not all bad. So what my husband and I have realized is that we live in a little suburb in Victoria, BC in Canada, a beautiful, beautiful spot. Most people that come to visit Victoria, BC are like, they just want to stay because it's just so pretty and it's got a really great relaxed vibe. We're on a really big island. It's kind of, we tease a lot that we're on island time, and it's true. As the islands get smaller, the island time gets slower. But for us, our three kids almost all three of them are out of the house. The youngest one just graduated, and he's going to be staying here for another year. But what we realize is that we're really done with living in the city. And we had planned on having a recreational property, to work on the next, 5-10 years and eventually move out there when we retire. But then through COVID, as my husband was working at home, we were thinking, like, why don't we just fast track that plan? We love to garden, and we've run out of room in our little city lot, and we just want more space. We want more quiet. It's just a completely different lifestyle that we're looking at. We're really into learning about permaculture and homesteading, and if you know me personally, that's the stuff that we do kind of in our personal side of our lives. So really the bottom line is I'm just craving more congruency with my values and the lifestyle that I want, and making plans to get there. So the other COVID realization that I had on the business side of things is that while my private coaching program gets rave reviews, and the clients that I've been working with, they're seeing incredible results in their business in terms of just more organizational efficiencies and team culture coming all together and really strengthening their leadership. I saw that there was a gap in my offers. And what I have decided to do is to turn my private coaching program into e-courses so that they are easier, and I'm breaking them down into different smaller bite-sized courses. So my plan I've actually been already working on this. My plan was to launch it the beginning of July, but in light of what's happening with COVID reopenings for the spa industry, I know you guys are really busy right now and super distracted and really focused on reopening and getting those procedures down and kind of getting comfortable with moving around in your business again. The other piece was that I felt like what's been happening socially across, like as far as social justice across North America. Canada is not immune to kind of the systemic racism that is happening all over North America. And I just felt like it wasn't the right time to do a big launch. I felt like our, Black, Indigenous, and people of color communities and business owners, they're still working hard to have their voices heard. And so I don't want to compete with that. I want them to be heard. So I wanted to do my part and take my voice out of that by not doing a big launch. So that being said, there's also some other family reasons, which I'm going to get into, but why I decided to hold off launching, just give myself a little, like kind of slow down my summer, pay a little bit more attention to the details of what I'm creating so that when I do launch it in September, that's the whole slowing down in order to speed up. So rather than trying to get a beta test out really quickly and get moving on things really fast for July, for these multiple reasons, I've decided just to slow my roll and launch it in September. So if you are a spa business owner with a team, because this particular course that I'm creating is literally a spa management 101. So if you have a team that has not been, it's not going well, even before COVID, you were like wanting to pull your hair out with just like, I don't know how to lead properly. How do I get them to listen? How do I get everybody on the same page? How do I? If you are struggling with that in your spa team business, and you want to be put on a wait list for being one of the first beta testers in the course, please let me know and I will put your name and email on the list, and you'll be one of the first people to be contacted when I'm ready to roll this out. With my beta test, I'm only going to have a small group going through the program, because when we beta test something, we're testing out. It's not so much testing out the content. The content is solid. There's maybe a few tweaks in there that you could give me feedback on. That would make the experience better. But what I'm talking about testing is really like the membership platform, making sure all the emails go out smoothly. And so as a beta tester, you get to kind of be first on the block in terms of trying out and getting this content, because it will include a spa team handbook template for you to customize. If you're needing that kind of support with your spa team, but can't really afford, private coaching right now, totally understandable. That was the whole purpose of me creating a course, was to give you options as a spa owner or spa leader, if you're maybe a spa manager, and have a different way of learning. All right. So that will be coming up in September, and I will of course be kind of sharing all that kind of information in September. But if you're interested in being on a list, then let me know. All right, so that's the good stuff that's happened as far as June and June realizations and summer realizations. Now there's also the needed stuff, and I just touched on this a little bit briefly when I was talking about why I chose not to launch kind of June or July, and that is all the anti-racism work that's going on right now for those for those white business owners. I'm hoping that due to the social justice awareness that's happening right now, that you are doing your own work, not only just personally, but your work that needs to be done on this topic in your business. I had a really big, boof in the head. I think it was 3 years ago when there was the Charlottesville incident, when there was a riot there. And that's when I really started kind of being a lot more aware about, the role of white supremacy in our culture, that all of us have as Caucasians, we have benefited from that. And I felt that it was time to do more than just listen to Black, Indigenous, and people of color. I felt like I needed to do more work. And so what's happened in June for me is I've been doing a lot of listening. I was on a town hall where I was listening to Black business owners as well as Caucasian owners about how we as white business owners can work on our allyship. And so this was a really important this was a really important aspect of my business that I needed a little bit of time to start integrating and knowing how to integrate into my business. And so what has happened in June is that I have personally made my commitment to anti-racism, and I've made a commitment to my allyship to Black, Indigenous, and people of color. And in order to kind of put my money where my mouth is, I have added anti-racism to my values, to my business values. And you can find my values on my website. So if you go to kirstenfoss.com, I've got a list of 5 values, but I felt like I wanted to be much more vocal about what my intentions are and what my values are within my company. So I'll just read out to you what the value is. You're welcome to go check it out on my website. So our anti-racism commitment, Kirsten Foss Coaching, the team and I pledge our commitment to anti-racism education and actions by continuing to explore and understand how white supremacy has benefited us in our professional and personal lives. Additionally, as a company, I commit to spending a portion of my expenses with Black, Indigenous, and people of color businesses as a way to support their voices, earning potential, and impact in both my community and on the local community and our online community. So I'm putting my money where my mouth is. This is an intention to, again, with values. I talk about values all the time, that when you are very clear with your business values, which are really an extension of your personal values, that is how you attract and keep aligned clients and team members. So I want to be super clear that, if you're not in alignment with my anti-racism value, that's fine by me, and we totally do not need to work together. We will not be a fit. So even if, we don't talk about racism at all because we're talking about spa business, but it's all woven in, let's be real about things. I just want to be very clear with my team, and they're clear, they are on board, they're fully committed as well. But I wanted to make it very clear to my clients. It's actually if you sign a contract with me, whether it's for social media management or for coaching, you will now see just above the signature line that we have an anti-racism commitment there. So wanted to be super clear where I stand on that, where my team stands on that, and to encourage you to do your own work in your business about anti-racism. All right. It's a long game for us to try to understand because we have not lived that. I haven't lived with racism at all. So I would imagine it's going to be a lifelong commitment from me to just be aware of how this affects, how I benefit from it, how others don't benefit from it, and to take action on making it different. Okay, so we talked about the good stuff, we talked about the needed stuff, and I have a little bit of sad stuff that's in my personal life right now. So one of the reasons I decided to slow down, and I can speed it back up in September with my launch, but a big piece of why I'm choosing to slow down this summer, and I'm slowing down not just by not launching something, but I'm also slowing down I've decided to only do my Facebook Lives every 2 weeks, just for this summer. And it's because my aunt is very, very sick. And we found out last week that she's a lot sicker than we actually thought. And so I want to take the summer to have flexibility in order to be able to, if she needs somebody to stay with her, that myself and my sister and my mom and stepdad, that we can all it's easier for us to be able to help her. So what that will look like for you in terms of, me slowing down, it's really just slowing down a little bit of my content creation. And I feel like that's actually it's an okay time for you anyways, because you guys are all focused on getting reopened or reopening with COVID. It's summertime, you've got your own stuff, you probably have your own kids you're dealing with. So while I won't be here every single Thursday for Spa Business Break, you will still, if you're on my email list, you'll still get an email with a few historical blog posts that are relevant for you right now. So I've got a ton of content, a ton of training for you if you need it. just simply go back into these Facebook Lives, look for the topics. You can find them on my blog, and you can also find them on my YouTube channel. So there is a ton of support here for you. I'm going to be creating about half as much content as I normally do, just to give myself a little bit of space in my business. So that is it for me for my summer updates. If you want to be on an email list to be notified about the e-course I'll be launching in September, it's called Spa Team Foundations. And the first one, I haven't totally landed on a name for it, but the first one is a spa management 101 type of course, all about how to strengthen your leadership, scripts, how to handle things, how to perceive things, as well as we'll be walking through and customizing a spa team handbook for you. All right. So if you're interested in that, let me know and I'll put your name on an email list so that you get notified as soon as the beta test opens. Okay, that's it for me, everyone. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're enjoying your June. I hope you are managing with your reopening. I heard that one of our clients who is one of our social media clients in California, she just got the go ahead to do facials. Oh my gosh, thank God. And I know they're doing that county by county, so it's a little stressful for you guys there. But anyways, stay safe. Much love to you all. If you need anything, please reach out for me. I'm still available. I'm just kind of slowing down a little bit of my own deliverables that I have been committed to for the past, oh gosh, I can't even remember how many years I've been doing weekly content. It's at least 3 years, no, at least 5, if not more like 7. Hey, Louisa, nice to see you here. Okay, that's it. Feel free to DM me if you need anything. Otherwise, I'm not going to be here next Thursday. I'm going to be here the Thursday after. We'll see you then.